Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well. Before we move forward, let's cue that intro.
I had to cut out the oil. I just got me a little bit. But I got me a little poor. I ain't no better my door. Shit ain't no better my door.
That intro gets better and better. Actually, I'm waiting for a new intro to be made. Actually, we might change it up. Who knows? We'll see. But welcome back to GNA TV, guys. Before we move forward, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We are 10 away from 2.7k subscribers, and we should make that today. We should easily make that today. The debate show is back. The ever so famous debate show, shall I say. And we will be talking about Antonio Rudiger and his current contract with Chelsea, the issues that were involved in it, the two situations that we're going to go through with. We have got Johnny joining us. I've got Couch Critic joining us as well. He's backstage. We're going to bring him in now as well. But guys, how are we all doing? Couch, you all right?
Yo, what's up, big man?
I'm all right, man. What's going on? What's happening with you? Anything new?
Oh man, let's see. Last 2 nights I haven't slept. Little man is just wilding, so expect a slow conversation from me today. I'm like half awake, half asleep right now, but looking forward to it, man. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Someone's telling me that I've spelled Rudiger wrong. Oh, I have. Ads, change it. Yeah, change it. Yeah, I've got so much here, Dad. Thank you. Ads is backstage as well. Yeah, well, I know the press conference is on at the moment. Should be finishing soon. I know there's a lot of talk about Aston Villa, which is tomorrow. We will be doing the preview of Chelsea versus Aston Villa tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. But today we talk about Chelsea, the defence issues, the current situation with Rudiger. And before we do all that, I'm going to go through some tweets. And the reason I want to go through some of these tweets is because I feel like we're getting a lot of mixed bag emotions from different journalists and different types of journalists, etc., which I think we can review. And then what we will then do is we'll talk about the two circumstances, the two situations of both Rudiger, which I think are the only two ways that it can go, to be honest. But before we move forward, let's go through the chat. We've got Josh in the house. Big up to my guy Josh as well. He said the road to 2.7k is close. It is 10 away, guys. Declared is here, but he's watching the conference. I hear that, and I hear that. Fair enough, guys. I appreciate it. Big Ron, big up to you. Slender's in the house. He said, change Rudiger. No worries. Thank you very much for giving us that heads up, my guy. Yes, Block 10 player will be back tomorrow. Big up to Fator. Man being caught with a pie, holding a pie at Stamford Bridge last time when Lukaku scored at home. I remember it was recently. It's so funny. Like the caption of him, he's like, as he scored.
Delicious pies.
Delicious pies, you know what I mean? Yes, Jem, big up yourself, man. Like Danish Maldini and signing Ting. Hopefully, Tony Edgar, David Rudiger follows. Is what C1 London says. Big up to yourself, my guy. Concierge of Crime, always in the house, supporting the channel as well. Matt as well. Big up to ZBO Genius, Matt. Got one for you, Couch. Big up to you. We've got here from C1 London. Grant CFC. Did Brogy sign his contract? Did Brogy? Who's Brogy? Am I missing something? Not sure what you mean, Grant. Not sure what you meant. There is Couch himself. Cole's in the house. Big up to VJ Sports as well. Jem, you back in a micro. Oh, am I not clear again? Can you not hear me?
I'm hearing it fine.
Yeah, I think it's you, Matt. No one else is moaning. No one else is moaning in the chat saying that I'm tinny.
Usually, yo, Matt, you got to get off dial-up, man.
Do you know what I mean? Rudiger.
Son.
All right, cool. So, Couch, let's go through some of the topics around Rudiger at the moment. Obviously, we know that he is still under negotiations. He seems to be asking for more than what Chelsea want to pay at the moment. And obviously, you've got the hyenas, I like to call them, the hyenas sort of prowling around us, looking at the opportunity of maybe potentially luring him in Real Madrid and PSG. I've heard Bayern Munich's name this morning as well as being interested to see him. One of the first little tweets I wanted to bring up is this one from, which is to do with the contract, but from what Rio Ferdinand said about what he believes in about Antonio Rudiger, basically saying that he thinks that Rudiger, since Thomas Tuchel has come in, is the best centre-back in the Premier League. Do you agree on that one?
I mean, it's so hard to really tell. I think he's been our best center back just in terms of perfect fit for the system, perfect fit for what Tuchel wants to do with our back three. But aside from that, like we don't really. The thing that I think is important to note is that it's the system that is basically the shining light here. Like we don't concede a lot of high danger opportunities.
Yeah.
I think Rudiger is fantastic when he comes to like pressing high and winning the ball, aerial duels, and even like every now and then when there's a last ditch tackle, you can rely on him to make the right decisions there. But I mean, I don't really see a lot of opportunities where he has to be, razor sharp. Having said that, I'd give him the money. I'm not kidding. Give him the money.
Yeah.
Because what we have right now in the system is perfect. We're not conceding goals. We have clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, and he's a big part of that. So there's no reason why he shouldn't be getting whatever he's asking for at this point in time.
Yeah, and that's something for us to talk a bit about later on, because one of the question marks that I have is our own football club, our own board. I know we have a very sort of strict regime in terms of how we like to pay in terms of wages, how much certain individuals should be earning. And are Chelsea going to bite themselves a little bit in the arse if they don't give him what he wants, especially if a Real Madrid or PSG come knocking on the door? But we'll jump onto that in a bit. The next comment I wanted to bring up was from Simon Phillips. Simon Phillips was talking about the Rudiger situation, but also the Christensen situation. Basically, just says that Chelsea wants to secure the futures of a host of key players once new deals for Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger are finalised. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho have both entered to the final 2 years, and Mason Mount is expected to be rewarded as well. And the big key thing as why I brought this up here is that supposedly Andreas Christensen is pretty much near enough agreed a deal with Chelsea. I think it's just waiting for the announcement as well. Whether or not they're waiting to sort out the Rudiger bit first and then maybe announce both, I don't think so. I think you'll probably hear Christensen being announced first, but I think he's going to be signing a 4-year contract, getting paid around 140, I think. 20 or 40k. So it's going to be interesting stuff. Man, like Minerals money is in the house.
Yo, what's happening? Minerals FC, yeah, let's have it.
Well, go on, rude boy.
Big up.
I hope everyone's good. Big up, Jen. Thanks for having me on. Big up, man.
No worries, my man.
What's everyone saying?
Not much, mate.
Everyone good, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everyone's good, mate. Everyone's good. We're sort of discussing around the what I'm doing at the moment, Johnny, is I'm going through some of the tweets because I feel like the journalists at the moment all have sort of mixed emotions, mixed feelings in terms of what's going on with Rudiger, and we're just going to go through them, and then we're going to debate and talk about the two circumstances, so the two situations that I think are the only two situations that can happen with Rudiger, one way or the other. So, I mean, funny enough, your boy Mason Mount looks like he's
I'm just going to say your mic's a bit quiet. I can't really hear your mic that well. Is that I don't know why.
Is it actually a problem? Can you not hear me whatsoever? Is that better?
It's a little bit like you're in the background. That's what it sounds like. Doesn't sound like your normal mic.
No, I
don't know why.
I hate this mic. I'm gonna have to get a new mic, I think. Couch, you can hear me, can't you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I can hear you, but you know, like how you normally sound on show. It's like it's really crystal clear. But no, we'll move. We move. Don't worry about it.
What I'll do is at one point when you're talking, I'll go out and come back in and see if I can sort it out. Yeah, but
cool.
Yeah, so Mason Mount looks like he's going to be rewarded with a new contract, obviously, from what we're reading here from Simon Phillips. Obviously, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho have entered into their final 2 years as well. So it's actually annoying me. Check the settings. You have the wrong mic on, I reckon. Can't be. Let me have a look. Sorry, guys. Does my head in. Absolutely does my head in. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, man.
Is that much better, yeah?
Yeah, much better.
Yes, I'm back.
He's back.
You never left, man.
Yeah, I never left, but it's just a headache because when you're trying to actually talk and then people are saying that they can't hear you, it drives me absolutely mad, mate. But we move. We had a tweet from Ekram Connor that basically says that Chelsea are in talks to extend Antonio Rudiger's contract. However, no agreement has yet been reached on the salary. Real Madrid, Tottenham, I don't know why Tottenham are in this, Bayern Munich and PSG are closely monitoring the situation of Antonio Rudiger. I want to start with Johnny on this actually. Johnny, what is the situation? What do you think this? Because obviously I've heard a number of people saying that the reason Antonio Rudiger hasn't signed the deal is because he wants close to around 200k sterling a week. Chelsea are supposedly looking to offer him 170. On top of that, you've got PSG who are looking to, like the hyenas, I'm calling them the hyenas, hanging around, want to offer him 250. And Real Madrid have already said they'll give him the 200k as well if he wants it. Do you worry that Chelsea might muck themselves up a bit, cut themselves out here if they don't give him what he wants?
I'll tell you, there's two sides to this from what I can see, right? We're going to go in, it looks like we will go in for Koundé, and he can play on the left, right?
Yeah.
So that could be one element of the argument from Chelsea's perspective. The other side is Rudiger obviously feels that he's worthy of 200k. I think, to be honest with you, he is. But you heard today that we put in a bid for Marquinhos of 100 million.
Yeah.
And obviously the player, if that's true, and the club obviously turned it down. Now, why are PSG interested in signing Rudiger for 250k wages if they've got Marquinhos?
Yeah, but this is the thing about PSG. They spend stupid and ridiculous money on wages. So I don't think it would surprise me that they have offered him 250. And to be honest, I don't know how they're getting away with it.
To be honest with you, I think they're in negotiations clearly, and it's just a case of if Chelsea do go and buy Koundé, what wages they're going to lay down? They're going to extend Mason Mount's wages. They're already paying Lukaku 300 plus. They don't want to have too many on the books of 200 in excess of 200k, because obviously that goes against their policy and their wage structure, right? So maybe they're looking at the age he's at as a hindrance to the deal, but I think he's well worthy of it. He was class on Sunday, and 200k really is not. It's not like mega money these days, if I'm being honest.
Not at all. And the funny thing is, if we went out and got Koundé to replace him, you'd be paying more.
That's what I think.
More.
That's what I think.
Wages and the fee, right? So it's a no-brainer to me. Just give him the money.
That's my
coming
point.
down to just a $30,000.
You think Chelsea don't want to get bullied into it, Couch? You feel like they're getting pressure to do because if they do that, then other players might start doing that themselves.
I mean, they've already started that sled anyways when they gave his face, Malang Sarr 120k a week. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Baba Rahman 95k a week.
Yeah, Adoy's on 120, 140. You know, Christensen deserves a new contract. Kante, I think, is due a contract. So they're looking at, you know, big player like Kante. He deserves well over 200k. In my opinion,
Johnny's going. Just about to hear him.
We're losing the money.
We're losing the money. We lost the minerals. Minerals, you keep cutting in and out. Are you driving? We can't hear you. You might need to come back in. Anyway, guys, there's nearly 40 of you here right now. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I want your views on Rudiger and Chelsea. What you think the circumstances will be. What the outcome will be for Rudiger. Will Chelsea find an agreement with him? Will they not? You know, we're going to talk about two situations very, very soon. We've got this comment from Absolute Chelsea as well that says Chelsea's efforts to sign a new deal with Antonio Rudiger have not gone so smoothly. Real Madrid are the leading contenders, while Bayern Munich are also keeping tabs. I'm hearing a lot of Real Madrid couch. Obviously, next summer is going to be a big one for Real Madrid because obviously you've got Haaland going down. Well, he'll be worth about 70 odd million at that point. You've got Kylian Mbappe, who is out of contract. You know, again, they'll be looking to bring him. They're going to be looking to build a Galacticos again. Antonio Rudiger.
What money though? Like, where are they getting the money for this? That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
this is all rumor talk. Like, Real Madrid's back. They're going to be spending, you know, upwards of like 500 million. Like, they don't have the money. That's what I want to see. You know, like they're getting a lot of these guys on freeze, but even still, the wages are astronomical, right? So we'll just have to wait and see. As far as Rudiger goes, like, honestly, if we're talking about the top, he's probably worked himself into the top 5 players in the team right now. Like, when you look at it, we got Kante, we got Lukaku. Who's after him? I don't know, Jorginho. I don't even know when you think of the top 5, but he's
Yeah.
definitely not any lower than 5. So when you consider the wages, if he's asking for 200K to become the third highest paid player in Chelsea right now, he's probably worth that.
I agree, and to be honest, one thing I would say about Antonio Rudiger is that in this system and how we play, I would probably say he is probably the best in the world at playing it. I think he's that good in this system. When he goes to a PSG and Real Madrid, are they going to subsidize the way they play to accommodate the best out of Antonio Rudiger? So, you're going to spend 200K a week in wages on him, 250K a week on wages on him, but you might want him to play in a flat back 4. Now, do you get the same Antonio Rudiger in a flat back 4 than what you do in a back 3? That would be my question mark there.
That is ultimately what my question mark is as well, because we've seen him in a back 4, and I mean, he was mistake prone, didn't really read the game well. I think he's just found his perfect system right now, and he's basically. I think there's a system works well for everyone, not just because it plays to their strengths, but it also masks weaknesses as well.
Yeah.
And I think that is the key. Rudiger has not been exposed in any way. He's been a lightning rod at the back, and also a guy that's very capable of playing out from the back, which is obviously an advantage for us playing in that back 3 system.
Yeah, big up to Mose in the chat as well. Says big up. Rudiger will sign if we offer him the contract he deserves. I just hope we don't hold back on making the right offer. And I think that's the real big worry for most Chelsea fans, is that we don't know. Will they compromise? Because it might get to the point where Chelsea say, all right, look, we're offering you 170, but you're not getting the 200K, but we still want you at our football club. Tuchel wants you here as well. 170. Can you meet us in the middle at 170K? I don't see him and his agents not doing that, if you want my honest opinion. However, if you're being offered by 200 to 250 by Real Madrid and PSG, that will make you start thinking, won't it? And then you'll see if money talks. In my eyes, that's when you'll see if money talks, and then he decides to maybe potentially take off. But Johnny, you're back. Oh yeah, is he there?
I don't know.
He's got problems with his microphone, hasn't he? He's got problems with his microphone. Minerals is not bringing the minerals because he's got some McDonald's Wi-Fi going on at the moment. But we've got this quite a big page. Obviously, you've got 129.5K. Death Central, Real Madrid. They're saying from their perspective that Chelsea want to renew Rudiger, but the German is waiting for a move from Madrid.
Of course, they're saying that.
I think that's partly true. And the only reason I think that's partly true is to put pressure on us to give him what he wants. That's the only thing. I don't think he wants to go Real Madrid. Why would he want to go Real Madrid at the moment, Couch? What are the benefits of going to Real Madrid in their current state?
I mean, they probably have nice packages to put together for players and whatnot. If you go there, it's part of the allure. But in terms of football, for footballing reasons, there aren't really much right now. That team is basically on a rebuild. And even with that, there's still... I mean, there is prestige that comes with being a Real Madrid, a Madridista, and you have to take that in consideration. Who knows? But in terms of like what Chelsea's doing right now, what Chelsea's built right now, what Chelsea's doing in the Prem right now, I mean, it's very hard for me to say that Rudiger, who's been, such a big part of what we've been doing the last little while, would even consider wanting to go somewhere else just for a couple more quid,
Yeah. No, I agree. I know the Chelsea fans in the past have treated him very raw, and that could have been part of the reason back
Absolutely.
then. I'd understand why I'd leave back then. Don't get me wrong, but it's a different situation now, and he's really proven a point of how good he's become, especially under Tuchel. And for me, this is why I wanted to delve into it. Obviously, the two situations that I think it can go down. Obviously, the first one for me is just quickly Redneck saying here he thinks he's gone. Redneck saying he thinks he's gone. Well, there you go. That's the first Chelsea fan that I've seen that thinks he's gone. He thinks he's going to leave Chelsea to go Madrid or PSG.
Sorry about that, geezer, man.
It's all right. It's all right. Are you out on the road, Johnny?
Bad reception around here. Yeah.
Are you on the road?
From the sticks, mate. Yeah. Fair
enough, mate. Fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, mate.
So in terms of the two situations, for me, there's only two ways this can go. We either pay him the money, we give him what he wants, and he stays. But my biggest thing and what I wanted to talk about is if he does leave and Thiago Silva goes next season, and we've already let Zuma go, that only leaves us with Christensen, Chalobah, Aspie, who we don't know what he's going to do as well. Yeah, we're very weak at the back. We're very limited. Like, who can we possibly bring in to bring us back to the levels that we are right now? If Rudiger goes, if Thiago Silva decides to retire, what do we do? What do we do in this situation?
Sounds like a rebuild, but your guy would be at the top of the list though. Kunde would probably be the first guy they look at to come in. I don't know, man. I mean, there's such a shortage of like world-class quality like center backs right now. That's the other reason why I think that we should if you have them, just keep them. Just give them the money. You know what I mean? We have it. We haven't really spent that much money in the last few years as is. Aside of, maybe last.
What
worst case scenario, Johnny.
Worst
case scenario, Rudiger goes. Let's say Rudiger goes, Silva doesn't, retires, and we're quite limited at the back. What do you do? What do Chelsea do?
Well, you got Christensen who can play in the middle, no problem, instead of Thiago Silva. I think you have to go and buy Kunde, who can play on the right or left side. And if you do sell Rudiger, you got Kunde on the left. And I think you're going to have to go and spend big, and go for like a Marquinhos. My only concern is if we go and win the Premiership title this year, Rudiger's won the title. He's won the Europa League. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea. He might feel like he wants a new challenge. And if Real Madrid come calling, I think he will go. So Chelsea must be holding off the wages because they know, I mean, if they pay the wages, he'll stay, all right? Done. It's finished. End of debate. Yeah. But if they're not going to pay the wages and Real Madrid do table something for next year, then Chelsea have basically got to go out and find a Marquinhos now. There's no one else, in my opinion, of that elite level like Thiago Silva, apart from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's any mods in the chat, someone just block this guy. I hate when people do this. Why do you do stuff like this, mate? It's boring. Like, what do you mean by 1-1-1-1-1? What is it like? Has he got nothing better to do with his life than to sit there and troll in the chat? Do you know what I mean? Stupid idiots.
Did you try putting on slow mode?
I don't know. How'd you do that? I have no clue how you do that.
I wish I knew.
I don't even know. If I did, I would do it. We've got man like Andreas in the house. What's happening, Andreas?
Oh, everything is good, mate. I've just been working, so
good to hear.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
No. What's up, man?
No, everything is good.
Good, mate. Good to hear. Listen, Andreas, what's your thoughts on the whole Rudiger situation? Because a lot of Chelsea fans think that if Real Madrid come knocking, he may go. Some people think that Chelsea might not spend the 200k that he wants, he demands. I mean, what are your thoughts and what you heard overall about this Rudiger situation?
I think the situation is very, very calm. I think Chelsea will handle the situation very well. I think they're just using their times at the moment, and they are in no rush because they're still very confident, and they also know if they just put down the contract of 200k, will sign the contract tomorrow. So that's a problem. But of course, Chelsea don't want to give huge wages here and there because they want to keep their wage structure quite low. Yeah. Because this has been a huge success for Chelsea for so many years now. So they don't want to destroy everything and give every player in the squad now over 200k and stuff. So no, I think the situation is quite crazy, but I think at last he will stay at Chelsea. I think he will sign a new contract, but I also think you can't rule out a possible move for him to probably go to PSG or Real Madrid. There's still no official bids from Real Madrid or PSG for Rudiger in terms of making a contract offer, but they have informed the agent about what they are willing to give him. So yeah, it's a very strange situation. Chelsea started with an official bid for Rudiger with about 140k in wages. Now they informed Rudiger's agent about they would be willing to give him 170k, but I don't think he will accept it. But maybe they will find a solution because they're not far away now. It's just 30k away from being a complete deal. So I think it will be sorted out, but let's see.
I hear you. I do hear you. Some Chelsea fans are just slightly worried, Andreas, that it might not get done.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get done and Thiago Silva doesn't sign, say he retires as well, then what?
No, he will not retire.
What makes you think he won't?
How will he retire?
Why?
Well,
Why would he
I
not?
think he will have, from what like the board is discussing now in Chelsea, is like they want Thiago to play one more season after this year.
Yeah,
and then Thiago's plan is to go back to Brazil. He won't retire, but he wants to play for Fluminense again. So he wants to go back there, probably play in Brazil for 2 years as well. So I think he will play till he's 40 years old or something. So
if he extends, he probably just won't play as many games, Jem, which is fine. Because I think just to have him in the squad is exceptional. He's world class. Absolutely world class.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out this chat because it's driving me mad. I don't even know how to put it in. Lewis, how do you put this in slow mode? Because this is pissing me off now.
Yeah, go on to fucking what was it? Go to YouTube Studio. Go to the stream. Go to the video details, customization, and then slow mode will be there.
Customization.
Big up, Lewis, bruv.
Yes, bro. What are you telling me?
Yeah, all good, mate. I'm just saying. I've just been saying if Thiago leaves and Rudiger leaves, we've got AC, bruv, to hold the fort. You know what I mean? Let's have it right.
Of course, man. Our defense is sorted regardless. But I think Chelsea are going to re-sign Thiago Silva. To be honest.
Yeah, I do as well.
They look like they'll keep him for another year. And I said it shouldn't be a 2-year deal. Like he can play till 38, 39. Just don't utilize them as much as people think we should utilize them, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
What's your thoughts, Lewis? Do you think Rudiger might be tempted to a 250k wage from PSG or Real Madrid? Do you think Chelsea won't? Because I don't think Chelsea will offer that. If I'm honest opinion, do you think
they
that would be enough?
could do? But I think with Rudiger, it's simple: pay him 200k and they'll sign the contract. Don't pay him 200k and he leaves. Like, we've known the situation for the last few months now. It's just, will Chelsea pay up the money or won't they?
Lewis,
and
do you
we
think
just
he's
have to wait and
worthy?
see on that.
Do you think he's worthy of the 200k? Would you pay it?
I would. He's been playing like a 200k a week player since Tuchel's joined. So
Yeah,
I've got no reason to see why he wouldn't be worth those sorts of wages. I understand why as well. Like, his final big payday and everything, so I don't blame him. But 200k a week's fair. Anything over that, I think, is a little bit over the top. But 200k, I can understand.
Lewis, where is this customization? Did you say? Sorry, mate. I'm just trying.
Yeah, you know where you go to where you're on YouTube Studio and you click onto your stream?
Yeah, I mean customization.
Yeah, there's details, and underneath that, there's stream customization.
Yeah, I'm on customization now, but it says live chat, and it says tick live chat.
Go down, there should be slow mode.
Oh, yeah, slow mode. What would you put it on? 60 seconds?
I'd do 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you feel.
You know, we are.
Sorry, guys, it's just ruining my stream. I can't bring it.
Yeah, no, trust me, I have to do this every stream. You've just reminded me to do this for my stream.
I think I've done it now. I think that might do it.
Yeah, they'll still pop up, but now it'll just be like one post, so it's easy.
Leave me now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, so, listen, guys, it's nearly 80 of you here. Smash the like button. We are 5 away from 2.7k subscribers, which is massive for the channel as well. So please try and get us there. Massively appreciate it as well. I mean, look, let's talk about the scenario that he does sign, because say he does today, Thiago Silva stays on, like Andreas is saying as well, and we tend to keep the same defense as what we've got now. Do we still go out and sign Koundé? Do we still go out and sign other defenders?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes,
that's
we
the
do.
issue. Not being, not getting rid of them is what I'm trying to say, not allowing them to move on.
No. I think Chilwell were covered for the future. Alonso's having one of those unbelievable seasons as it stands, and I'm all for it. And then you got Reece James. Aspilicueta is the only one that might play less minutes. But if you're going by Thiago Silva, why can't Aspi play for another 2-3 years with us at the top level? And then I think you bring in a Koundé, you got Chalobah, and you're not going to play. If Thiago Silva stays another season, he's not going to play as many minutes as he will this season. And this season he won't play, I don't think, as many as last season. So it's just a case of you know, he's a generational centre back. He's world class, and if you can keep him in your squad for as long as possible, you do, where it doesn't hinder the rest of your squad. And I think you go and buy a Koundé, you have a Chalobah, they're your future. You got Rudiger, who's your, you know, experience. You got AC, who's now experience as well, even though he's still at a young age, in my opinion. And I think you know, you're finally tuning your back line. That's the way I look at it. If you get a Koundé, you're finally tuning it. And that's all we need, because right now we've got the best defence in Europe. Let's have it right.
Absolutely.
Best defence in Europe. Do you agree? I mean, I think we're the best defence on form in Europe, aren't we? I think we probably are actually the best defence in Europe.
Well, we've conceded one
best
goal.
Defense in Europe, man. Just go back to the Champions League last year. 4 goals conceded the entire tournament. 1 was a penalty, I believe. And then you look at what we're doing now. How many clean sheets? We have more clean sheets than we have goals conceded under Tuchel.
Yeah.
Like, that is a ridiculously crazy stat.
I've got something for Lewis here as well. Christensen is done. Christensen is going to earn about 140,000.
Let's go. About
I'm told
time.
he's quite happy with it in terms of Christensen agreeing it and being done. It's done. It's done. And that's Matt Law.
See, that's simple wages as well. He just wants to be at Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
One club player, he loves to see it.
Is Rudiger our best defender in the back three? Probably is, isn't he? If you look at where he is at the moment, because obviously you look at Rio Ferdinand and what he said about Rudiger as well being the best centre back in the league since Tuchel's come in. Do we agree with that as well?
I can't make a pick out of all 3 of them.
Well, no, I think
Rudiger's better than Christensen. In his position.
Do you know what? They're all different. They're all different. Rudiger's left-sided. Christensen can play on the left side, so he's got that in his locker. But he's obviously unbelievable in the centre and on the right. And for me, Thiago Silva is the best centre-back we have in our squad. I mean, he is, when he plays, he's just absolute levels. And that's no disrespect to Rudiger or Christensen. It's just, he's, like I said, he's a generational centre-back. I haven't seen a centre-back like that since John Terry, your Maldinis. Do you know what I mean? Your Nestor's. Serious centre-back he is. His ball-playing skills, his heading ability, his reading of the game, his desire, his love to play for Chelsea as well. I love that man. Absolutely.
Can't believe people say Johnny don't know ball. He's just been spitting facts.
Big up to you, Lewis.
They just don't like Johnny. That's what it is. A lot of them, do they?
Listen, haters are there. They're always going to be there. But Johnny's there to put them in the mud. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. That's what I do.
One of the things I did say about Rudiger as well is obviously if this is true what PSG and Real Madrid want at 250 a week to give him 200 or whatever it is they're going to offer him, they don't play like us. So how do you spend that kind of money on Rudiger if you're not going to play the same system as Chelsea does? Because that's how you get the best out of him, right? We haven't seen him in the back four. We don't know if he's going to be as good in the back four. So why the hell would they want to spend that kind of money for him to go there and just fit into the way they want to play?
Huh? Farm league. It's a farm league. Yeah, but it's a lot more easy. He will not be exposed to playing a 4-back in the France league or the La Liga. They're just attacking anyway there. He will not be exposed in any shapes or form.
That's true. What, both in the Liga and the French league? Is that what you
feel? Yeah, I just think the Premier League is just so much better than any other league that he would be great in La Liga and in the French league.
I think he'd go Real Madrid personally. If I was Rudiger and I had the option to go either PSG or Real Madrid, I'd go Real Madrid. I think that, if you're not going to get the money at Chelsea and you're going to get your 200, you go Real Madrid and forget the extra 50k at PSG. Because you can see PSG at the minute, even with Messi, Neymar and Mbappe up front with Pochettino, what are they doing, man? They're bottle jobs. Do you know what I mean?
I think the biggest issue we got is I think it's not an issue, but it's just the way we're run. I don't think Chelsea like being pushed in the corner to say you've got to pay this if you want to keep someone. This is where I don't think we do that. And
yeah, but we've done it. Well, we've done it.
Who?
Well, Malang Sarr's on 120k. How did he get that? How did he get those wages?
Don't fucking kill me. Is he on those wages?
Yeah, he is. Apparently,
Malang Sarr.
You're
lying.
That ain't being pushed into a corner. This Rudiger situation for me is being pushed into a corner.
Malang Sarr for what? 200k a week? How much?
120.
He's not on 120.
Well, Bubba Rahman's on 95.
ridiculous.
You know this already.
Malang Sarr's not on 120k.
I'll share the link.
Yeah, please show me the link, because I'm not even saying you're lying or nothing. It's just, no way have we done something so stupid.
I saw it and I was feeling the exact same way, bro. Trust me.
Do you know what it is? Because Sar's a left footer, he's a left-sided player, and they're quite scarce in the game. So that's probably why they did play the money. And it was, there were clubs after him. But I personally think that it's a case of Chelsea are buying these players on decent wages, like giving decent wages to tempt what they see as talent, to then sell them on. I don't think they have an intention of, breaking into the first team. It's just,
Malang Sarr was one of our worst players in pre-season.
Yeah, he is. I don't even know. Well, I mean, we haven't seen him enough, have we, Louis? To be honest, we haven't seen enough of him of what he can do anyway. To be fair, but I don't know why he's in the squad. I don't know why we didn't just loan him back out. To be honest.
Oh my goodness, he's on 120. How the fuck did his agent manage that?
He was on a free. That's why.
He's on 120k, and Rudiger wants 200k. Is there any?
Oh my goodness.
That's probably why Rudiger's doing it. He's probably thinking to himself, these guys are
no wonder. No fucking wonder. When him and Danny Drinkwater earn more than he does, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's peak right now, man. I'm telling you.
And then Mason Mount is on like 88k or something.
How much? 88k.
Yeah, he's very low.
Yeah, but he's going to get 200k, man. He get 150, 200.
Yeah. Big up to JJ Bridge with the super chat. He's saying Johnny is smart only when it comes to Mount. Big up to him as well. Go on, Johnny. What you saying?
No. Listen, everyone's ball knowledge on the last game was pretty piss poor, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, we move. Yeah, that's the way it is. But for me, Mason Mount, out of all the players like N'Golo Kante from last season, they deserve their big money payouts. And Mason Mount is here to stay. He's not going anywhere. He's not about money. He'll stay on 88 grand for another 3 years.
I knew Mason Mount would come in. Blimmin' hell, here we go.
Well, I'm just saying, like, all the haters, watch them all come out going, how are we paying him 150, 200 grand a week? I'll tell you why, yeah? Because he's an absolute fucking baller. He's our future captain, leader, and will be future legend, yeah? Let's have it right. So Mason Mount, he deserves to be on that 150, 200 grand a week. You go and find me another Mason Mount in Europe, in European football, and tell me how much you're going to have to pay for him when he performed like that and won Champions League and Super Cups.
Johnny, you go find me another Malang Sarr making 120k a week.
Malang Sarr's like...
You go find me another one of that quality, man.
That's like Tompkins or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to... Mason Mount, that's not even in the same conversation as Mason Mount. What I'm saying to you is Mason Mount is a very unique player, and he is through and through Chelsea. All he wants to do is play for Chelsea. That's all he's ever known and all he's ever dreamed of, and he's doing it. Why would you not accept and enjoy the fact that one of our own is getting paid what he's worth? He's worth that. Christensen's worth 160. You know what I mean? These are our own boys. Like, they're worth it. You're going to go into European market and spend 200 and 180 on players that you don't know if they've got what it takes to play for Chelsea Football Club. These boys know what it takes, and they proved it last season. So in my opinion, they deserve to be paid that, and Mason Mount especially, and Christensen.
All right, fair enough. I hear that. I do hear that. I wanted to try and stay on topic with Rudiger. Now I've still got Christensen up here. Let's get rid of Krusty the Clown. Don't want to look at his face anymore.
What do you mean, bro? You can't get rid of him. He's on your fucking screen.
I had to get rid of him. That's what I did. That's what I got rid of him. In terms of, what was I going to read it? Antonio,
you know what that means, Lewis, isn't it?
What?
How?
Voila, did it? You know?
Well, I heard it meant flaccid penis.
Nah, man. Someone else didn't say that, bro.
Anyway, you guys are saying stupid things, right? Listen, guys, the link's going to be in the chat soon. Nearly 200 people here. Smash the like button. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. We're 6 away from 2.7k as well. Let's get to that. Subscribe to the channel. In terms of the average age of our defence, how old is Rudiger? Does anyone know?
28.
28.
He's 28, right? So he's supposedly in his prime. Thiago Silva's 37. Yeah. Aspie's what? 33, 34? Yeah?
32.
32. All right. So when you look at Christensen, 26, isn't he?
25.
Yeah.
So we do need to start looking for the future, don't we? Because Thiago Silva, Raspi, Rudiger. I mean, Rudiger's not there. He's still got a good 3-4 years in him. Don't get me wrong, but they are pushing it, aren't they, a little bit? So
Yeah, but Jim, you've got Koundé, who's versatile.
well, that's my point. We've talked about Koundé, but Koundé's one player. I'm talking about when we have to go and buy 2 or 3 defenders, which we will eventually have to start doing because we have to look to the
But then you
future.
also have Chalobah.
Who do we go for?
Yeah, we've got Chalobah and Koundé.
Chalobah.
Koundé and Chalobah, if you look at them as players, they are very versatile as well. And
also De Ligt can be an option.
Oh, that would be a nice option.
He'd be a great signing. De
Ligt.
Yeah.
I mean, but then would you have to switch the system? Can he play in the system that Tuchel plays? Would we have to do for it? This is what I'm saying. Would everything?
Didn't he play that in Ajax?
I think he can play.
Didn't he play that for Ajax? He played in the middle, didn't he?
Yeah. He can play on the left side.
Yeah. So he would be absolutely perfect. If you don't sign Rudiger, I would be all out for De Ligt, mate. He's young, he's exceptional talent, and I think at Juve he's not really been. Their team's not that great, so.
Are they looking to move him? Though?
As well.
It's one thing to want him; it's another thing to actually acquire him, right? Like, are they looking to move somebody like that? With Chiellini getting older and like Bonucci, like I don't know if they're even considering a move. Anybody?
Who? Say that again, mate. Sorry, I was just saying. Go on, what you saying?
No, but are they even considering a move for De Ligt? Like they got Chiellini and Bonucci are definitely not pretty much in the same positions that we're in. They're not getting any younger either.
They're not going to sell him, are they? Let's be serious.
No, but if you put money down, Juventus need money. I'm sure.
But my point is, what else is?
That's the only reason why they can sell him is because of the financial situation for the moment.
And that's why they were part of the Super League.
Raiola.
That's why they pushed the Super League. So I don't know who's his agent, Andreas. De Ligt.
Raiola.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's Raiola. I don't really have it.
Yeah, forget that. Forget Raiola. Anyway, we've got a super chat here from JJ Bridge saying, "I agree with Johnny. Mount deserves 150k. Come on, you Blues. Thank you for the donation on that one, bro.
Big up, Geezer.
Appreciate you on that one. We got Josh and we got Declared as well, guys. Rudiger stays or does Rudiger go? What do you think he does? And what do you think will happen with him moving forward?
Yeah, I think he's probably gone for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. It's if the reports, it sounds like Christensen's deal is going to be about 120.
Oh yes, Josh.
Big up, Josh. Declared.
Big up, Johnny. Big up, Couch. Yeah, he. It sounds like Christensen's deal is going to be worth 120k a week, and they've offered him more than that if the reports are true of 140. If he's looking at 250, while he may be worth it, it's just not what we do. I don't see us giving him that money. He's been great, been fantastic, one of the best in the world since Tuchel came in, but I just don't see us paying that wage for him, unfortunately. So I do believe he'll be at Real Madrid next year. I think they're building some crazy team there for next season, especially because they're going to get 3 potential superstars on free transfers with Mbappe, Pogba, and Rudiger. They really only have to pay for Haaland, and we know what that release clause is. So, yeah, I don't see him staying, unfortunately. I wish he would, but I think that ship has probably sailed with getting him to extend.
Can you imagine if they make all them signings? That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, Johnny, I could see it. I could see it happening 100%. Those 3 guys are on free transfers. I mean, they can go there easily. And I think PSG were absolutely ridiculous for turning down that money for Mbappe because he is walking on a free and he is going to Madrid.
Josh, is Rudiger worth 200k? Obviously,
I mean, it depends. I guess it depends. I think he's playing like it right now. I don't want it to be a case of if he got that money, his performances start to slip again. Maybe he's playing for the contract, which some players do. I think he probably is worth around 150, 200K, but I don't see Chelsea paying it. I just don't.
I agree.
There's guys out there we can go. It sounds like we really. I mean, Koundé, I think for sure they go get. It sounds like Matthias de Ligt they like quite a bit, who also has a release clause. I don't know. Marquinhos, I think they like him, but I don't think he's going to leave
They're going to let
Paris.
him go, are they? Yeah, they're not going to let him go.
But yeah, there's a couple of guys.
Who needs
I think
Marquinhos when you have
Sorry,
Christensen
guys.
anyway?
I think
We need a
Rudiger
leader, and
stays
Christensen ain't that. You know what I mean? So we need
Yeah.
a Marquinhos.
I give him the
you know what I mean?
armband, bro. We'll start getting vocal and
He doesn't
everything.
even talk, mate. What are you talking about? He just walks around with his mouth.
Because we need to give him the armband. Asby was quiet until he had the armband. Now he's vocal as hell.
No, we got Mason Mount for that. We got Mason Mount for the armband. Come on, Lewis, bro.
We can hot potato it. It's cool. It's cool.
No, we stay.
Captain and
That's
vice captain, they can both lift each hand of the number 3 Champions League and will be good.
Yes,
Captain by
that's
committee.
3 stars, mate.
Why would we?
Let's get
Why
3
does
stars.
Rudy move to Madrid? Why would we offer him the 180 to 200? Why would we not?
He's worth
Be my
it.
question mark.
He's worth it. Rudiger
Go on,
is worth 200 racks. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
He is top 5 centre backs in the world right now, and it's not even close, to be honest. On form, he's top 5.
Abs, I was expecting you to be on the fence, mate.
No way! Why am I being on the fence? We have got a proper centre back, a guy who literally does not. He does no nonsense. Remember them times where we had flipping, oh my days, Gary Cahill when he was finished, where David Luiz, we had flipping Christensen when he was dreadful. We had some
David
terrible-
Luiz wasn't that bad, to be fair.
Yeah, we had
No,
Christensen when he was shit. You know what I mean? We've had some
when Christensen was
Blown him out.
dreadful under Sarri and Lampard, and Rudiger was probably
No, we had some dark days. It was peak.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree, Abs. Like I think right now he's definitely playing at that level. My fear is and his age. My fear is that if he gets the money, you see a regression in his play because he's comfortable now. He got his contract. He got his P's. Like I don't want that to be the case. And he's going to be 29. I think he'll be 29 this year. I don't know. I just don't see the club doing it. Well, I personally would do it. I would give him that money because I think he's played to that
Do you
level.
know what, Josh? Do you know what? Do you know what? Another point I thought of that might be a case, right? Is that Chelsea and the board have seen how Rudiger's dipped up and down in form. He's had a few little run-ins with Chelsea, and they're probably thinking, what if we do give him his 200 grand a week, right? And I'm not saying I think he's worth it. And it's justified. He deserves that contract. But what if he does get that contract? What if Tuchel does leave? Right? Does he dip again? And then you're lumped with 200 grand a week, or do you go and reinvest in a young talent?
Is he a system center back too? That's a fear as well. Like
that's my fear. That's my fear. That's my.
If he can only play this well in a 3.
That's what I said.
No,
that's what I said.
Like, he played well in a 2 in the first few.
No,
months.
he didn't.
He didn't.
Okay.
He struggled in a 2. He did struggle in a 2.
Like Lampard days when he was
struggled in a 2.
Super.
Rudiger.
Rudiger was
he was good under Sarri, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. He got injured, and when he came back, he had an absolute stinker with Lampard.
Yeah, 1920 Rudiger was dreadful, but under Sarri he was good.
Hey, we're going to dissect it a little bit more because I don't think the debate is whether he's good enough or not, right? This is normal. We all know this is normal, right? This is his last big contract, and we know his agent's going to put out news out. We all know this, yeah. So this news might be fake, might be real, but let's say, but the thing I don't get is that as Chelsea, we've been consistent in. We don't leave it to the last season. Rudiger would have been sold or signed in this transfer window, right? That's what should have happened, right? Whether he signs or whether he doesn't sign, and that didn't happen. So that adds a bit more question to it. Like, my question is, does Tuchel rate Rudiger?
Yeah,
does he think that he can get a defender? No, but does he think he could do something else with that role? Is that why they wanted? Is that what Koundé was meant to come in? Koundé could have benched Rudiger. You don't know what's happening.
Good question.
Why was he after Marquinhos for 100 million? The board went in for Marquinhos. If the reports are true, I don't know.
PSG aren't going to sell him, Johnny. You know that, yeah? PSG will turn down, how much million for him, but they're not going to sell him unless Marquinhos on a free.
He is 100 million defender. He is 100 million.
Of course, he's probably the best defender out there at the moment, right?
Yeah. So
one of the best.
was Tuchel looking or saying to the ball, go for him, put in a bid, if he knows he's got Rudiger, Christensen, Thiago Silva? Why would they go in for such a move? Who moves out of there? Who moves out of
either Aspie or Silva. We knew maybe he just wanted.
Right, you guys, I'm gonna jump off, but take care, guys.
Yeah, Lewis,
Lewis.
take care.
Lewis.
Yeah, see you in a bit, Lewis.
Yeah, take care.
I know it's the biggest question because we played this scenario with Koundé. Remember, where's he going to play and how is he going to play and who's he going to play for? We played it out. So if Marquinhos came in, right, Marquinhos is harder to bench than Koundé. So we said straight away, he has to play. I actually start to believe that Tuchel doesn't rate Rudiger as much. And if Rudiger wanted to be the best paid defender in our team, maybe he's not giving the green light because, like you guys brought up before, and I brought up before too, that it's harder to replace Rudiger than to just pay him, even 200k, even 250k, right? It's going to be harder to replace him. So there must be more to it.
And keep in mind,
because the rest would have been done already.
Keep in mind that the club can't be waiting for Rudiger to sign the contract. So they're looking at Marquinhos, knowing that Rudiger hasn't signed, Christensen has a side. Football still goes on. They have to be thinking about what the future holds for them. So, I mean, that's a big factor. Maybe they're looking
all I was
at
going to say was, if we got Koundé, do you reckon that Rudiger would have been gone?
No.
Because we never leave to the last season. We don't leave players to the last. Either you're gone or you sign. And we would have made a decision.
I agree with this comment from Blue. He's saying that Rudiger feeds on his confidence show to him by the manager. Others did not show much of this towards him in the past. Yeah, I think he is a confidence player, but then I also think Christensen is. I think there's a number of our players that are probably confidence players, which is probably
what we want, Louis. What we want, Jem, is we need a player. We need a player like. Which is going to be extremely hard to find, but a player like Thiago Silva, we need that kind of like a younger version. You need a younger version of him, whether that's a De Ligt, whether that's going to be a Marquinhos, or a Koundé even. You need a ball playing centre back, someone who is absolutely fantastic with their feet, because Christian's really good, Rudiger's okay. But Thiago Silva is levels above both of them in that department.
Yeah, he is. But I was gonna say that a caliber of Thiago Silva in terms of a defender only comes once a decade, maybe 20 years.
Yeah,
it's very rare. It's very rare to find someone like a Thiago Silva, because the last player that we had that's of his caliber was a John Terry. And them two types of players don't come very often, man. If we do get hold of him, he'll be here for the rest of his life, man, because he'll be a generational player. If we
wait
do
till we get robotic legs too, and
exactly. Redneck, what you saying, my man?
Jim, I'm going to go now.
All right, Andreas, thanks for coming on, bro. Take care.
But
see you later,
I just want to say that everyone in there, just check out who broke the news about Christensen today. I don't want to hear anything about Matlow. Go on the page and check the dates. Check when and who said it first. Go and do it now. Guys. See you. Bye.
Andreas, let everyone know where they can find you on Twitter as well, man. There's over 150 people here. Let them know.
Yeah, just search Andreas, my name basically, and we'll come up. So, yeah.
All right, mate. Take care. I'll see you in a bit. Yeah.
Follow, mate.
Yeah. Bye.
See you later, mate. Take care. Redneck, what you saying, mate?
Morning, guys. So,
afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad.
Listen, this is a quick thing. I noticed one thing Tuchel is prefer out of players is versatility. How you say that word?
Versatility.
Yeah.
Yes, and Rudiger plays back for Germany, and they struggle in that system. And I don't know, but before with Lampard, Rudiger played in a back four. That's why Lampard dropped him.
Yeah.
And Tuchel still prefers back four. If you look at it based on his career,
yeah, that's a great point.
Four.
That's a great point, and I think
so
that's
why
Rudiger's not been.
I think that's why he's kind of holds off on the Rudiger.
Yeah, that's a good point, mate.
What he does is what smart footballers do. This is his last contract.
Yeah.
Now everybody's eyes on him because he thinks the fans, like regular fans, if they see the performance, they don't know what the tacticians do.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, sign Rudiger, and basically put board under pressure, and they sign those kind of contracts. Like this is literally what happened to Cho and Lampard. Like he used the crowd to silence the board to get his pay raise. That's what I think happened. That's what Rudiger is trying to do. First of all, I don't rate Rudiger as high as a lot of people do. He's great right now.
Yeah,
he's been here for 4 years.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't see it. It's like
I think Redneck. What you probably want is consistency from him, right? Because you've seen him for 4 years. You know he's playing very well this season, but if he can continue with that consistent level that he's playing at the moment, maybe you would think more highly.
Not even that. I think it's like why the last season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Why you waited so long to show what you can do? First of all, I think he's still a little dangerous when he slides. I pray every time he puts the butt on his ground. I hope he's not gonna take the player with him. He's true. You know what I'm saying? Like when he slides with 2 feet. Doesn't matter if it's a scissor kick, a scissor motion.
Yeah, but we need that shithousery in our back line. We do need that.
Well, Johnny, you know I agree. You keep it in your garden, not in my garden. I don't want somebody.
Yeah, but you got to look at.
No. I'm saying I love his aggression.
Yeah. Of course, you got to be cautious. I agree. You got to think with your head, but you also got to look at Rudiger. Like for me, that tackle on Foden in the Champions League final when it was 0-0. That was an absolute world-class tackle.
I agree.
And he's got that in his locker, but he's also got the shithousery nastiness streak to him, which I don't think we've got in any of our back line. None of us.
Exactly. Yes.
Thiago Silva's not that.
Every sport has.
If you bring in a Kunde, he's not going to give you that. I haven't watched him enough to know if he's got shithousery.
I don't know how to explain it better.
Not really.
In the hockey, we have players that call enforcers. In the hockey, there's always one person that, like, if somebody messes with one of the teammates, we have that enforcer that goes and puts the player back and where he belongs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What is this comment, Ryan? Matip is better than both Rudiger and Christensen. Stop him. Stop it, Ryan. You're better than this. Guys, we are 7 away from 7 pace of subscribers, man. Like, we can do this on the stream.
Matip is doing good this season, but I wouldn't call it that good. Matip is doing good this season, but he's not nowhere near a back line.
Is that your tip, Redneck?
He's injured.
Is that your tip? Your tip is Matip's not doing well?
No, I said he's doing well.
Oh, but I thought that you're giving a tip out that he's doing well. Sorry, bro. It's his name that you're giving a tip.
Tip, Matip. Yeah, Tip's doing well. All right.
I had to be clear. I got that.
I'm 41. I don't have time for dick jokes, man.
Not a dick joke. You know, if you knew a horse that was going to win a race, you said that's my tip.
Matip has 1 loss in 50 games. I don't even care about Matip. Honestly, I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans here, dropping their salt. He is very injury prone here. Most of the people here don't know who is Matip. So I'll just say, Jem, how much would you give Rudiger, Max 200k? How much would I give Rudiger? I think Rudiger's worth anything between 160 to 180.
Yeah, I would say.
That's what
I would say. Give him 180. If he wants 200 plus, it's gonna have to be performance based.
Count, what's your thoughts, mate? How much do you think he's actually worth? I know he wants 200k, but what do you think he's actually worth?
I mean, I try to just measure it based on what we're paying the rest of the squad players and how important he is to the squad. Like, if you look at it like this, like who's our top earner? Lukaku, probably Conte, Werner, Ben Chilwell's making 190. Kepa, Cesar's at 150. I guess he's in and around the 160 to 180 range, 190 range. But because he has us by the short and curlies right now, just based on the fact that we need him. We do need him right now. Nobody can say that we don't. We have to give him that money, because if we're going to go back and buy somebody else, we're going to be paying overs, definitely. You know, like it's not just the wages; it's also the salary.
I forgot to mention something. I forgot to mention something.
150K,
I don't know how it works in UK, but in United States, for example, I worked at the hospital system for over 7 years, and the new employees that got there like a year ago, they got substantial jump in the salary before me. So I wonder if the same thing works in the UK with the like, you know what I'm saying? People saying that
It's the other way around, Redneck.
Okay.
So the new players will get the higher wages than the older ones.
Because SAR,
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, because
SAR came on a free contract, so he's naturally going to get more wages, and positions based, strikers and attackers. Yeah, but attackers and strikers are going to get the more money. That's why Rudiger asking for 200. He's going to be our highest defender, right? And it's a big statement. So that's why do we rate it like does the club and the coach rate him as the top player going forward? Because let's say Chalobah has a good season this season, and then we're so keen on Koundé, maybe that's enough, and maybe Rudiger doesn't look as important as he should be. Wages as the wages he's asking for.
Yeah,
it's a tough gamble, though. It's a tough gamble. There aren't a whole lot of center backs in world
So
football.
do you know what I think as well? Another thing that doesn't sit right with me is that we've got this all going on while we're trying to challenge for the title and regain the Champions League.
Yeah.
I don't want all this shit.
I think I know where he's going with that. I feel him.
In the background. On that background noise. People wants that either.
Exactly.
So there's a good chance, Johnny, that it's fake and it's brought on by the agent in order to get a bigger contract for Rudiger. There's a very good chance of that.
Yeah, I know the agent. I know the agent. My sister knows them very well. But you know, he's a top guy. He's not like a Raiola, man. Do you know what I mean? Like they will try and get the best deal for him. But like you said, they've got us where they want us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we know, you know, he can leave for nothing next year. We don't get any money for him, or he signs a contract and we keep him. Because let's be real, if we sign to contract, we're not going to sell him for big money. You know what I mean? You're not.
No, but then the thing is,
January though.
The thing is, I feel like we're probably gonna do that if we fail to do a 200k. I feel like we're gonna do like a 12 or 18-month extension with him, just so we could get some kind of money.
That's risky. That's risky.
It's risky.
This is his last big contract. I see it like this: like he's indispensable to the squad right now. We're all talking about who's gonna play on the left tomorrow. And nobody knows who's going to play there. He's the only guy that we have right now that is capable of playing on the left. He knows that.
Christensen can play over there. Are you kidding me?
I hear that. I've heard that. I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, he can.
I've heard that, but I haven't
can
seen
play
a lot.
there. He can. But
and SAR.
Yeah, but no, we want
Do you
SAR
trust SAR to be that guy?
Yeah, I want SAR to play not in the Premier. Are you
it's a cup game,
tomorrow?
Cup game.
I don't trust that dude. I'm not going to be lying. I don't trust that dude. I hear you. Like obviously, I give him the minutes. But just to rest Rudiger, not because I feel like he's at the level where he's ready to play, big minutes.
Tuchel must have kept him for a reason. He must have kept him for a reason.
Maybe.
And the reason
Hold on a second. Did he keep him though?
Exactly.
Or did he not get him?
Nobody want to pay wages. Those are wages.
He's making 120k a week. Who's
I
taking on those wages?
I don't know that. I don't know that. But would Tuchel keep an unhappy player? Or a player
one of the last guys
on
the roster. He's one of the last guys on the roster, along with Ross Barkley and Ruben. Right? He got his number a week and a half ago.
The problem you've got though, if you've got these players like Barkley, Drinkwater, and SAR, and Tuchel's got no intention of playing them, when January comes, you're just going to lose money. You're not going to get the loan deal you want, and that's the very last resort. And you're not going to sell them for anything near what you think that they're worth. So Marina's then going to have an even harder job selling the players like she sold the players did this year.
We've had that problem with a number of individuals, and hence why we still can't get them off the books now. And I reckon people like Drinkwater, Ross Barkley, Bubba Rahman, all these guys that are on stupid wages. We don't want him at our club. We don't want him at our club. But because of these stupid wages, no one wants to fucking pay him. Like, let's be serious. No one wants to pay him, and they just sit there. So what we do is we loan them. We keep loaning them, and we run out their contracts. Yeah. And once they've run out their contracts and they've got their money, they then fuck off for free. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're doing. Let's be serious. That's what they do. So we've got Klasref here. Klasref, what's happening, man?
Yeah, bro. Like, are you guys talking about tax or without tax? The 200K.
I don't even know. If it's 200K, he takes home.
Nah, 200K. Like Chelsea are willing to pay him 200. Like he should be worth 280, around 300. That's it. Like the top of the top.
Klasref bomb.
He's
which currency, Classic? You got to tell him the currency. Obviously, that's not pounds.
No, you mean euros?
Pounds. He is up there like 200.
No,
listen, like the guy can pay back 4, back 5.
Hold on, Jim. Is he taking 200 grand after tax? Is that what you're saying to me?
No, Johnny. He's saying 300K.
He's saying 300K.
Yes,
no,
the deal. Johnny, like, let me finish now. Let me land.
Right? It's 200 grand.
Yeah.
Right? And then
200 grand without tax is okay.
That what you're saying?
That's fine.
He's taking home 200 grand.
What?
Yeah, he should.
He's taking home payout 200 grand. Yeah.
So 200 grand plus your 40% tax, add your 40% on top. That's his wage.
Yeah, that should be his wage because it's his last contract.
That's too much.
It's his last contract. Listen, it's his last contract. He's one of the best.
Why is it matter if it tax or no tax? It's clubs. They're still the one that has to pay it.
Yeah, he's gonna get his way because.
Listen, finish.
Jam, listen, he's gonna get his way because end of the day we have got aging defense like Aspi, Alonso, and then Silva.
Yeah, but they're not his position. They're not his position.
If you get away with Rudiger, you're gonna be looking to sign 3 more defenders, not just 2. So why he's gonna get his way.
We've got Reece James. Hold on, we've got Reece James, Chalobah, we've got Reece James, Chalobah, and Christian, who all can play on the right, We've got Thiago Silva. Christian can play in the middle. Azpilicueta can play right wing back, as can Reece James. So they're all versatile. And Chalobah can play on the right.
Future forecast, not just like 1 or 2 years.
It's the left
We're doing future forecast.
It's the left side that we need reinforcement.
And Tuchel would never let Rudiger go because he can't do it. He can't run this system without Rudiger. So Tuchel and Rudiger will get their way. And 250, 280, like
if he leaves, would you delete your account?
Mate, it'll take a apocalypse to delete Classic's account. Hey, Classic, who would you sign if Rudiger left? Who would you sign?
Listen, Redneck is looking for attention. I'm going to give it attention to him if you need it. Well, you're already viral.
Let's put your water pistols back in the house, bro. Do you know what I mean?
The guy can't play back 4. The guy, have you seen Rudiger in Stuttgart and Roma? Like, the guy is a beast at back 4. He plays for Germany at back 4.
But where's the Germany in the national team? How well is Germany playing in the national team?
Can I ask you something, right? Let's say we give him these wages, right? And after a year, he stops performing, then what? If he becomes
professional. He's not getting paid now, and he's still performing. He's a proper professional. Like, he's got German roots, man. German people.
No, but that's the thing is though, Klasse. Can I say something? Willian was performing when his contract was running out.
Yeah,
bro, he's in love with nightlife. He's got a restaurant. He doesn't have his priorities. Rudiger is a proper
I don't care what he's got. I want him to.
Why do you go to Brazil then for Classic? Why do you leave his restaurant behind and go to Brazil?
Yeah, fuck William, man. I don't give a shit about William.
Hey, Passive, who would you, if Rudiger left though, who would you want to get in though?
I hope Rudiger doesn't leave, but in case if he leaves, because obviously Bayern Munich wants them, so I would probably say like I would like to have. There's no one, to be honest.
No one.
No one on this level.
So if Rudiger left, he forces Tuchel to go to a back 4. That's what happens.
Yep. Whatever happens, he can also do a back 4 himself.
No, he can't. There we
Shut
go.
the
back
fuck
by himself.
up, Johnny. You haven't seen Rudiger.
Listen, Clezo, bro. Keep your
Oh,
super
Jebo's
soaker in your
backstage.
holster,
Let
bro.
these two fight.
Keep the super soaker back in the backyard, mate.
Bro,
with the
like,
kids, all
listen,
right?
you need to drop
Let's
your
just
Lampard
chill out a
agenda
minute,
down.
all
Like,
right?
you're still mad on
You've
Lampard.
witnessed Rudiger playing a back four for Chelsea and then the back four for Germany. He ain't that great.
He's a
not solid.
basic clean sheet,
He's not,
man.
he's not solid, and you can't deny that.
Just one question. If we were to go to a back four, does anyone think we'd be keeping the same sort of clean sheets with the personnel that we have right now?
No.
I don't think so. I think the system is greater than the players.
No.
Well, you guys brought up. Someone brought up that Tuchel's
Alonso wouldn't be
third
playing
way.
left back, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be playing.
You guys, someone brought up that.
He won't be on the
someone brought up that Tuchel's preferred formation was still 4 in the back, but essentially at PSG, he was playing Marquinhos in the middle, who dropped at the back and made the 5. So Tuchel was always leaning to this way, right?
Well, that's the Declan Rice thing too, right?
I'll tell you,
so that's a very Declan Rice role too. So it could be the same type of deal, right? And it's still a back 5 though, essentially.
Tuchel,
He likes back three. Back three is a weaker defense line than back four, to be honest.
1 second, bro.
Tuchel
likes versatility.
It's on
He's
paper
clear
back
as
five.
day. That's what he
When we
wants.
are attacking, we
He
are
wants
back
versatility. Anyway, Jem, I got a back. Lad.
Go, Johnny.
All right,
Thanks
Johnny.
for coming on, mate.
Big up,
Take
lads.
care, mate. Big up to you,
Like
mate.
and
See you later.
subscribe and all that jazz, yeah? Up the
Yeah,
shelves.
appreciate you coming on, mate. Take care.
Big up, mate.
See you later. We've got Dan here. Dan's not said anything yet. Let's let Dan talk.
He's going to talk about Werner.
Go on, Dan.
And I was being patient, it's waiting my turn, you know.
Very patient. Cut loose,
Go on,
mate.
Dan. What's your thoughts on the Rudiger thing, mate, and everything that's been spoken about from what you've heard? Anyway, tell us.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting 200K. He's out his mind if he thinks he's getting that. Marina, she's not gonna. I get people think that he's super crucial, and we have to give him 200K. But
London is expensive.
Number one, number two. I think we're currently a little over 70% of our wage bill in terms of our whole revenue.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
We have to be at 75% moving forward, or we get fined. Yeah. We're not getting fined. You know what I mean? Like that's not happening. We're not losing money on wages. So we're not going to set a precedent with our center backs at 200K for Rudiger. How much do you think Koundé is going to want when he comes in, or whoever else? Because we're still going to need another center back, I believe, at some point. Even if Rudiger doesn't leave, you can't set precedents of giving players 200K. Because. Like it doesn't. I mean, I get it. He's had an excellent 8 months, but that being said, we have seen him for several years. You know what I mean? Like when we had a transfer ban, and Willian was our best player, we still didn't give him what he wanted. And sometimes it's not even about like the wage itself; it's about the time. It's about how long he wants the wage for. Maybe he wants a 5-year contract, and we're only willing to give him 4. That was Willian's problem. Willian wanted a 3-year contract, and we were only willing to give him 2. You know what I mean? So maybe it's not even the amount that he wants; it's the amount of time that he wants on it. Because he's 29 now. If he wants 5 years extra, that's till you're 34. You know what I mean? We're not doing that.
It's 34 is fine.
28 or 29?
Even 28 with 5 years on it, that's 33.
That's fine.
Bro, that's look after the players.
It sounds fine, but we haven't given anybody a contract that takes them to 33. We give them 1-year contract after they've hit 30, 31 or 32, but just a 5-year contract moving into your 30s. Who have we done that for?
Cahill.
If you guys have precedence,
we've only done it to left.
We haven't, and that's why I agree. Go on, Clashriff. Go on.
Lukaku.
Cahill.
Yep. Yeah, Dan, I think we have done that, but you're 100% right. When a player reaches in his 30s, we do that.
As a rule, we don't do that. But we got Nick as well. Nick, what you saying, mate?
Yeah. Big up. About Rudiger, I'm sure they're going to give him his contract. I think I'm pretty sure they're going to give him the money and he's going to sign. It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
All right, Nick's call. Close the stream, I guess. New topic.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to watch next week. He signs the contracts.
I think he's going to make a sweat.
I don't think the issue is that he don't sign a contract. This is the thing for me, right? I think he would. I think the way you will sign a contract is if he agrees to negotiate with Chelsea. Because I agree with Dan. I don't think we're gonna offer him 200k. I don't think he's going to get that. And Real Madrid,
they're going to come. It's going to be. They're going to come to some arrangement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, well, if Real Madrid or PSG,
something like that, I'm sure they're going to do something.
Yeah.
He's our best defender alongside Silva. Him and Silva are the best two. We can't get rid of any of them two.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid and PSG may offer 250, 200k, but this is where we'll see. Does he go for money, or does he negotiate his contracts and stay for 170, 160, for example?
Rudiger, he loves Chelsea. He ain't gonna go to Real Madrid.
There's talks that apparently he's waiting for an offer from Madrid. I don't know why he'd want to go there anyway, because of where they are at the moment. Anyway,
no. You know what I think is? I think he's probably going to listen to what they say and what their plans are.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Because there's no rush for him. He knows that Chelsea at the moment are one of the best in Europe and he's winning trophies here. If Real Madrid come knocking with their 250 and saying we're going to get Haaland, we're going to get Mbappe and Pogba, and we're going to compete for the Champions League and La Liga and stuff, then he might move. But at the moment, as long as we're winning trophies, I think he'll stay.
If we win the Premier League, he's definitely gone.
I think he has some sort of knowledge of the Madrid financial situation. Like, he's probably waiting to see like what their plans are.
They've typed him up, man. They've probably inquired. You know.
Yeah, they're probably inquired.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, I think it's more about money or anything.
Yep.
If he was comfortable where he is and he could, they'll find him. They already would have found an amount. He wants 200. Maybe he gets 170, 180, and then he's happy, and then he's comfortable. If that was the case,
couldn't they won't demand more than 160k a week? That is what we're saying now. I agree. I don't think that would be the case. But the thing is, Rudiger. You let Rudiger. I said this at the beginning. You let Rudiger go. You let say Silva go. I know some people saying he won't go. Say he decides to retire. We then need to rebuild. And I look at the average age of our defence. They're all in their late 20s. Even Christensen's 26 in himself. So we do need to start looking at defenders, and we do need to look to start buying very, very soon. Relevant if Rudiger stays or not. 28 years old, you'll get 2-3 years out of him, whatever. We're still going to have Jules Koundé. I still think we'll probably get him. I still think we need more, though. I still think we're going to need more moving forward. And even if we do keep Rudiger and Silva stays, I think we should still build for the future and bring in these guys whilst they're still here to play with these guys. Experience is important. Being around a Thiago Silva is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. He's a dying breed of centre back, you know. So you want him to, if he does stay, you want him around, especially the young ones that are up and coming, to learn from him and to understand from him. And this is why it's important that, it'll be interesting to see with the Rudiger thing, because I am a bit up in the air of it. I do think he will still stay, and I don't think he'll get the 200k. But I've got a feeling it's going to be 170, 180 at max that we push with him, and we'll see. We'll have to see what he does.
Yeah, Christensen. Yeah, I thought he was 25. He's still very much just approaching his prime right now. So you got him. You have to expect that Chalobah is going to continue to improve, especially with the leadership that's around him right now. So there's two parts settled right there. There's lots of talk of Colwell playing well on loan. I don't know. Again, like whether or not he's ever going to be at the point where he can play for the champions of Europe is something else. I'm not quite too convinced with, but yeah, we're going to need other pieces. But we already have a piece. That's what I'm saying. Why are we not going to re-sign somebody over a couple quid when we already have somebody that works perfectly within our system, understands the team, understands what the coach wants? Like that's irreplaceable for me.
What are you saying? You said irreplaceable. Rams is saying
irreplaceable. Like you can't replace somebody that already has the pedigree, already won the Champions League, has already acclimatized himself with the city. All this stuff is intangible stuff, but at the same time, it's an important dynamic within the squad as well, right? We're seeing right now how many guys that we signed last year that are still struggling to adjust to acclimatize themselves to the Prem, acclimatize themselves to being in London,
There's no one out there like Rudiger. No, even if you bring us Van Dijk, he's no fucking
Van Dijk.
He's the best in the world at the moment. We can't replace him.
But I don't think it's about not just replacing like for like. I think Tuchel can do a little bit more with that role. As you can see how certain defenders as we stretch out the play, certain defenders get to run up with the ball. That's why Koundé is going to look great with if he was playing where Rudiger was, and you see Rudiger does those runs. Now we're going to see Koundé do those runs. Maybe it's a different type of characteristics that come into play.
How often do you see Koundé? Because
when Koundé does it, when Koundé does it a lot.
It's two different players and two different pedigree. Koundé is just learning now. He's nowhere near Rudiger level. If you want to compare,
defensively. Listen, Classy, what I'm saying is different characteristics. He's not on Rudiger's level defensively wise, right? But Koundé is. Why Koundé is a little bit special was he's like a midfielder playing as a defender. And with that versatility and with what Tuchel can do with that, and as you can see, one of our defenders can push into the spaces, right? When you have a player that can run at players, right, then that makes him better than Rudiger in that characteristics. That's what he's known for. And maybe there's another defender that comes in, and now Tuchel can do something else with the role as he doesn't have that player to do those runs, and that's why probably Koundé was a priority signing that we just missed out on. So maybe there's different ideas in mind. It's not that Rudiger, we have to get like for Rudiger, right? Maybe Tuchel thinks he could do something else. That's what I brought up. Maybe he's not as important as we think to Tuchel's plans, not to the club and stuff. So because I feel like if I agree with all you guys, and if that was the case, I think that deal would have been done by now. Unless he's going for big money.
Signing the contract, though, right?
Is it not why we can extend his
contract? Tuchel can only make recommendations, right, for who he wants, and he's already come out publicly and said that like he clearly wants Rudiger, like he said in his last presser. Yeah. The other thing is, if he's not indispensable in the squad, why is he playing match after match after match after match after match?
He has to play. He has to
play.
But
what I was saying, Crash. Yeah, what I was saying, Crash. If Koundé came in, maybe that could have been different. You don't know. We don't know. But I do agree with you. He's solid. He plays all the time. He's got that position, and we almost need him for defensive purposes, right? Let's say Tuchel wanted to make it a bit more attacking, right? For a different reason. Crash is all I'm saying. It. And maybe he's holding out for big money. Real Madrid's not going to give him just 250 wages. Real Madrid's going to give him a signing on fee as well, right?
They already done
big money offers.
They don't have enough budget themselves.
He could be swayed by the amount of money being thrown at him by different clubs. That he's probably being tapped up now. His agent will be going to different clubs.
Like, I'm going to tell you, who's tapped Real Madrid comes knocking.
Koundé is actually tapped up by Real Madrid. There are news in Spanish newspaper that Koundé is more towards Real Madrid. So there's more chance that next season Koundé is going to go Real Madrid. The only issue with Rudiger is Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich have got a problem with.
Why the hell would Real Madrid sign another young center back instead of getting Rudiger for a free?
No, they wouldn't.
They have Militao, they have Alaba, who are their two currently. They're not signing Koundé for 60 million.
They will sign Koundé, but they wouldn't sign the.
No, they won't.
Like
this is how they ignored Kepa when Kepa was 70 million. They said, "Nah, we're good." And they waited for us and waited for Courtois to run down his contract and got him from us. Yeah, it's exact same way, and that's what they're gonna do now. And
if we can't,
you know, I hear people are saying in terms of the intangibles. Hold on, I hear people saying in terms of the intangibles Rudiger has and why it's important to keep him. But the club, that doesn't matter to the club. Like our last center back pairings that won the actual league, we got rid of them. We didn't care about the leadership that Cahill brought or Luis, right? Those are the last guys that won a Champions League and a Premier League title for Chelsea. We got rid of them. The only center back left.
They weren't in their prime years, though. But they weren't in their prime years. Like Cahill left at what, 34, 35? And then David Luiz
Yeah,
left because he
well,
had a falling out with Frank Lampard. It wasn't because we forced him out, like, or that we didn't want to re-sign him or anything like that. He was
wasn't
forced
getting
out because he
team.
had a falling out with Frank.
He was,
So
I don't know
it's
about
not
falling out.
different here.
They just wanted him out and let him go to Arsenal.
Yeah, I do hear
because
that.
there's a disruption in the
I
dressing
don't see the club paying if they don't want to pay 200K, which it seems like they really don't.
I
For
don't think
whatever
they will.
structure in the wage and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Whatever reasons that I agree with, I do agree that he does have those intangibles that we need the continuity, especially if Thiago Silva leaves at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I just don't see the club doing that, going by their history.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I agree.
you're probably right.
I agree with Daniel what he's saying there as well. Go on, Couch. What you going to say? Comment.
No, I agree. He's probably
Yeah.
right. Like whether or not the club actually see the value that we see right now is another thing. Like we've seen time and time again, they make the wrong decisions.
I don't think it's even a decision. You know what I think it is? I just don't think Chelsea like being told they have to do something. Honestly, if they're being told, if they get pushed into a corner where they're like, "You've got to pay this to keep me," they don't do that.
Jim, they've done it before. Like you say that, but they've done it before. Like
They didn't do it
Callum,
with
how is
Koundé,
Callum
did they?
on 120 something K?
Well,
Callum hasn't
Koundé's
done
a good
anything.
example of it. Look at Koundé, right? We was meant to have, we had a verbal agreement with
No,
Sevilla.
but
they
that's
tried
a-
to take the piss, and then
That,
they
I
didn't
agree with
get
you on that. With as far as Koundé goes, we're not going to let clubs hold us for ransom. But the players that are in the squad, like look at the wages that like Callum's on right now. Callum hasn't done anything yet. He's on 120.
Yeah, there was more to that Callum thing, though. To be fair, I know what you mean.
Why-
Callum
was it?
was a little bit
Isn't it a very normal thing?
But
This
Couch
is all
Critic,
normal.
we've seen the effects of what happened with our Callum contract. We've seen how that's played out currently, right? We saw it with Tammy, how much Tammy wanted, right? And we're soon in with Rudiger.
They're
And
learning
Rudiger
from it.
gets what he wants,
Yeah.
right? Well, who's to say what Christensen is going to ask for? His contract isn't fully signed yet.
140 a week.
For now, he's asking for 140, but he's been just as important as Rudiger has.
He's
In the last
replaceable.
8 months. I feel like he has.
Replaceable.
I feel like he has. Thiago Silva's been injured most of the
I think
time
Rudiger's more
he's been
important
here.
than Christensen, but I
And
think that I
Christensen
get what
has
you
been
mean.
playing.
I think the
And he's been playing on the right. He's been playing.
I
he's
agree.
covering
I get what
key
you're saying, but
positions
Rudiger's
for
been
Chelsea.
irreplaceable.
And he's younger.
He's indispensable
So he
right
can-
now, man.
Yeah.
He has no replacement. Like
Yeah.
remember we played Emerson
Well,
at
he has
center
no,
back,
he has
left
no
center back
replacement
last
because
year.
he didn't sign one.
Emerson played left center back last year. Emerson, like he's indispensable. That's not really debatable right now. He plays every game. Let's be real here.
I think he's more important. I'd say more important. I think Christensen's very good. He's been playing very good, and he's very underlooked, and that's from me coming from me. But I think Rudiger for me is just a little bit. I wouldn't say massively, but I just think he's
No,
got
I hear that. That doesn't matter if Christensen decides not to sign his contract. That's what you guys are missing. If he holds the club ransom and Rudiger says, and Rudiger's is signs whatever contract he signs, we're gonna have the same problem because you have to pay a hefty amount to replace him. You have to pay.
Do you honestly
60,
believe that
70
that's the
million
case? Because like what I'm hearing right now is that Christensen's pretty much done at 140. Like that's
he's
from
done at
that law.
140. It's agreed. That's what I've been told. Yeah, it's at
Yeah,
140.
at 140. So
Jem, listen. Like it would look bad on Chelsea Football Club if you don't give a contract to Rudiger because he's been playing for last 1 year on
That's a good
peanuts. Seriously, he got no money, and we need to backtrack. Also, that we need to pay him for last 1 year too. So
yeah, but
if we don't get Rudiger,
I get that, Klasref, but
it would rather look bad on us rather than he's putting us on.
How would it look bad on us? We're offering him a contract.
We obviously look, and I agree with what Dan's saying here. We have a certain amount of money that we can use to balance out our book, so we can only pay certain players a certain amount. So this thing of being able to pay Rudiger 200k, maybe we have to get rid of a couple of players to free up the wage book, and we can't do that at the moment. So that's why we're pushing a 160, a 170. That's what I'm trying to get. Chelsea won't just do it because Rudiger wants it. They
Or
won't
maybe
just
the
do
club
it.
doesn't think he's 60K a week better than Christensen.
Well,
yeah, it's all part of negotiation.
If they're offering
His
them
agent's
both
gonna ask
the
for that,
exact same wage, right? It's because you just said Christensen was possibly agreed on 140. They don't see him as 60K better than him.
No, maybe
That's
not.
just numbers now.
The age is due too.
Or 20k. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just. I mean, so it's not cut and dry as the
Well,
clubs.
it's not, because if it was
there
Dan,
be a
it would have
level of
been done
jeopardy.
ages ago. We wouldn't be
Yeah,
sitting
exactly.
here talking about Rudiger signing and why has it been taken so long. Obviously, there's something going on that's not meeting the eye. Do you know what I mean? Between the
By
two.
It is. It's a
motivation.
simple. It's a
By
simple.
motivation.
Rudiger was bought on 4-year contract. He played shit for 3 years, and now he plays good for 1. That's the only thing is, and that's why
Rudiger
he's
and
not
Werner
covered.
are twerking for Bayern Munich, and I'm telling you right now, they're twerking for Bayern Munich.
Do you reckon? Fair enough.
Good for
Yeah,
them.
because Sule and Upamecano, they are doing dog shit like defensively. They're not
They just
like
get Upamecano, Kashrif. Why are they going to get Rudiger? That makes no sense.
no. Listen, Upamecano and Sule. Sule is the guy. He's full of mistakes. He's a stupid guy, right? And they are looking for Werner and Rudiger. And I'm telling you, if like Chelsea doesn't get them, like because Werner needs a game time, he wants first team action, and Rudiger needs a contract, proper contract. So they are working for Munich, and Chelsea is in a problem. I think Marina this time has to give contract to Rudiger,
A
and it
classic.
has to be
Werner's
seen on the.
irreplaceable, bro. I don't think we're gonna give him up, bro.
Nope.
Well,
I
anyway,
hope
just
so.
quickly, we got a donation from JJ Bridges. Says, see, Klasov, Redneck, and Daniel can get along without fighting. It's just Johnny. So he's just blaming Johnny about when Johnny's there. It seems to be mad, but it is what it is. VJ, what you saying, mate? Because we are going to finish up in a bit. What would you want to say, mate?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the stats with respect to Rudiger. I know we've been talking about the contract extension part, but then certain points that actually justify Rudiger staying with us as a player, right? His 2020-21 stats, he's not even got a single yellow or a red card. So that means he's clean with his defense, with his tackles,
True.
right? And that's very important when you play at the top level. We know a lot of teams who just desperately wants those fouls inside the
This is
box
his
and
first season?
concede penalties. 2021, talking about the previous one.
Oh, right, okay.
Right?
That's a good
He's
point.
played-
And also the way he's so aggressive too. He's an aggressive player. To not have
Exactly.
a yellow or a red is a fact, man.
That's
a big,
an
a big
interesting
draw.
combination. He
Good call.
can be aggressive at the same time, not give away crazy fouls inside the box or even outside the box, right? That's a brilliant combination.
Who's going to be the aggressive player? Tell me.
Sorry.
I said, if you get rid of Rudiger, who's going to be the aggressive player?
We haven't got any. That's the problem. We won't get stuck in. Yeah, we haven't
We've
got.
not got any.
Yeah.
And actually, teams are shit scared.
Okay,
of Rudiger,
Ashby's
let's be
pretty
honest about
aggressive.
it.
Who?
Nah, he's not. He stands off the ball, doesn't he? A lot of the time.
There's no one like
That's the right tackle.
Rudiger. He's teaching the young ones as well how to do that. There's no way to get rid of Rudiger. I'll guarantee it.
Nobody's saying if we should get rid of him or it's all about the money.
Yeah,
It's
money.
all about the money.
Yeah,
money, mate.
Money.
Money. Go on,
Bro, I
VJ,
gotta
what
go
you say,
off,
mate?
man, guys.
Go on,
See you
finish.
guys.
No, I was just also about to add one more point to this particular debate when we talk about the stats, right? 2019-20, his tackle percentage stats says that it's 64, and it's improved to 74, and he's now at a very good. It's just 5 games in, so let's not consider the tackle percentage at this point in time. But the success rate in terms of tackle percentage, that's 10% in a single season. He's improved a lot, right? And it's going to only get improved because of the German combination that we've seen with Tuchel and the way that he trusts Rudiger in the games, and he's playing almost every game. So for me, Rudiger has now become an integral part of the squad. And if you're I'm not saying that we'll have to be considering Rudiger as important as Kante or Jorginho in the squad, but then he is definitely an integral part of the squad. Let's not forget it on the defensive front. After Thiago Silva, the most important person in that defensive line is
He's the most
Rudiger.
important player based on this system, isn't he? That's what one of our most on this system.
Absolutely.
That is it.
Hey, VJ, could that step be what the boys brought up? The point of the boys brought up the point that his contract was coming to a near, so his improvement has come into his last year as well.
I'm gonna be honest. As long as we have Aspie, if we're still playing this back three, I'm okay because that leadership is still there.
Yeah,
right?
Aspie,
The
Christian.
profile of players always changes, right?
Yeah.
And he's been the constant all this time. He's won everything. He knows how to play that center back role, the right center back role, and he's only 31. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if Kunde comes in and he's supposedly the replacement, it seems like he's gonna sign. I don't know how confident you guys are of him signing, but it seems like this whole him not getting his move, his form has dropped, he's not happy. It's probably gonna happen in January or next year, right? So if he comes in and I mean this might be with the way the club is seeing it. I like continuity. Young center backs don't become the best center back till they're in their mid-20s anyway. We've seen it with Christensen. It takes them time, right? The league is going through that right now. It's taking them time. It takes them time to get to that stage where they're the best center back in the world or even close to it. So I'd rather keep the older guys. But how the club might be seeing it is, we can get Kunde. Kunde plays the left. You have Christensen center, and then you have Aspie right, and you have the youth players or somebody else rotating or whatever they have in terms of that, right? So the club might be thinking we can get a younger player for this price, keep our wages still, our center back wages under 150K, and just keep it moving. I think it's the wrong move. I would rather we get Kunde. Don't get me wrong, but keep the experienced players that you do have because that continuity. That continuity helps in your center back pairing. Because how did we go from having Luis in our center back, right? David Luiz and Cahill, but we still have one of the best center back, best defensive records during that year, right? And once that continuity left, even though we don't see them as great players, the partnership, the continuity, knowing the system, all that helps. You take them out, even though you plugged Rudiger in there, he was terrible during that time. He was the one who came in.
I don't think
right?
Rudiger played with.
So it took him. No, he didn't play for he didn't play for Conte, but he came in Sarri's season.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and that's when and that's when
I'm
Cahill
saying
left.
Cahill
right?
never played with Rudiger.
No, he didn't. Continuity, right? Like Cahill isn't the perfect center back in any way, shape, or form. By at least 6 months.
When he was at prime age, he was fine.
Yeah.
It's when he switched to the left that's when we started having a problems with him. Because when he was playing with JT, he was playing on the right. When JT retired, he moved to the left, and then he was more exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was more exposed. But when we went to a back three, right, when he had Aspie on the right, he was on the left, and Luis was center. You had the perfect balance. He didn't have to drive up and intercept. Luis was undoing that. He was he was cleaning up all the headers. That was him, right? And his passing was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. So his role was completely different, right? And we saw Cahill. He was able to work with John Terry in a 2-back system, and work in the three with the help of Aspie and Luis. It's all partnerships. And currently, it seems the best partnerships
I
for
see
all
what
our
you're
center
saying.
backs.
You just going back to the point we tried to prove before. System is more important than actual talent.
Right. System and partnerships, right? Because like once they understand each other, it doesn't matter how individually great they are. Because Luis and Cahill individually, they're not even top 15 Premier League center backs of all time, right? You wouldn't say that compared to
Cahill is
who we had
not.
prior. You would never compare them to Terry and
No, you
Carvalho
could
or
no,
Terry
no,
and
no,
Alex.
no. Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't compare it,
Cahill
but
is the only
still,
player that
you have
won
to
it
credit them.
all.
What
You have
about
to
Dan
credit them
with
as the Champions
the
League winners.
rotation we had last season though? With the massive rotation, we didn't
It worked, though.
have the same. Yeah, I know we didn't have the same partnerships. Could it be down to just everyone being on the same page of the system? So what I'm getting at is that now the point you brought out continuity with defenders, right? Could it be changed under Tuchel where now everyone knows the system, and as long as everyone knows, you'll get a shift out of everyone. So could you make anyone replaceable in that back line if you get the same person that can play the system? Has Tuchel taken the element out of it?
When you really look at it, right, he always wants Aspie in there because it's important to have number one, have a leader in there and have somebody who understands this system in and out.
Jim, I gotta go.
No one understands
Yeah,
this
no
system
worries, mate. I'm gonna finish
better
up.
than Aspie, right? So whether he's playing Aspie, peace, man. Whether he's playing Aspie as a right wing back or playing him as a right center back, he always wants him in there because he understands that system, right? So yeah, you can't replace anybody in there, but it's important to have players who It's not going to take them time.
I got two questions.
Yeah.
Just two questions for you guys.
Oh, so we're going to finish
first,
up soon as well.
This is real simple. I want your guys' opinion on this. If we do like for like Kunde for Rudiger, are we the same defense in terms of like our ability to keep clean sheets, our ability to like boss teams? Second question is, do you guys all consider Chelsea in their prime years for winning trophies right now? Are we there now, or are we just edging to that right now? Because right now we won the Champions League. We're looking like we're going to win the Premier League title, or at least in my opinion, I think that we're definitely in the conversation. All of these things are here right now, and we have a center back that has proven that he's indispensable in the squad as far as I'm concerned. Are you willing to sacrifice all of these things to bring in somebody else who you don't know who meshes well with the squad for just over like 30,000 K a week? It seems like a lot to sacrifice for that.
Yeah, I'll answer it from my perspective. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think part of the difference that we have now to what we haven't had for a long time for me is we have a manager that somehow manages to elevate players, average players, and make them look very good. And do I worry about other individuals coming into this squad and struggling to adapt? Maybe, to start with. However, I just think Tuchel's got a knack of knowing how to get the best out of the individual players that we have. I know we're still waiting to see that from Saul Niguez because he's only just come in and he hasn't played enough and whatever. I think in the long run, if we keep Tuchel, I think that he would be more valuable than us signing any footballer. I think it's that important because I think a manager is 60% to 70% of it all, in my eyes, in terms of how they set you up, the system, the understanding, what you need to know, how you train, what you know what I mean. So I think it's more of a, I don't worry who comes through the door because obviously I would know that Tuchel would want them there for a reason, and I don't think we'd have an issue. I get what you mean in terms of our being in our prime. We are, for me, I think we are actually at our moment in our prime, getting there into our prime now, especially on the back of winning the Champions League and the understanding, the knowing, the system, everything. They know their jobs, they know their roles. It's very clear that there's no issues with that because we just don't concede goals. We just need to score more goals. But I think we're going down a very good route, a potential legacy under this manager if he stays at the football club massively.
Jem, that was one of his biggest weakness. Tuchel's weakness was elevating players. Remember how he because he couldn't get on. His biggest weakness was that human feel, right? He had fallings out with the board, falling out with players, and that was his biggest criticism. And I still think maybe I don't even think that's his strength. I think he created a system, and as long as you know how to play the system, you get to play, and you look good because the system runs so well. It's not even an elevation. Do you know what I mean? And to answer your questions, with the mixture, we're ready for titles, but we have a mixture. We have a mixture of an aging squad, half aging and half young squad, right? And as long as we do proper replacements, we can compete season after season, right? And there's going to be a little transition when our older players get too old. With Kante, Jorginho, Silva's already there, and we don't know about what's happening with Rudiger, Alonso, Aspie, and even Lukaku is close to there too, right? These guys are eventually going to hit that age peak where we're going to start to say maybe they're too old. And that's when we hit that transition because our young players will be hitting close to their peak, right? And if we do a perfect transition with some players, we're going to hit another gear, another level. And going back to asking you're saying if we got a new player, are we risking? We're risking all that for a new player.
Sacrificing the now for the future. Basically, are we sacrificing the now for the future? If you agree that like we have a beautiful system and great chemistry with the squad right now.
Not really. It's like Jem said, Tuchel. I actually want and I feel that Tuchel is more important now than the players because once you have set up a system, we can get another new 11, and if Tuchel can make them play the system, we'll be competitive. It's almost that's how important he's getting, but we're a club of a cutthroat, right? And we've never had that before. and I don't think the club will appreciate that to keep him for long term. I want that. I want him to stay for 10 years so we can do that. But whether he gets a big head or not, and maybe thinks he's bigger than the club, and the club will cut him just for that reason, because that's what the previous clubs did. I don't know how they'll go, but I actually want that, because that's what you want. Then you don't have to be worried. You know how we have all these talks how players are going to come in. We don't have to be worried anymore. If we trust in Tuchel and he goes, this guy can play the system, we're going to feel at ease.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. Dennis,
go on, Vijay. After you, I'm going to have to finish, mate, because I've got to go into a meeting.
Oh, sorry, I've been on a long rant.
Go on, Vijay.
Okay. So to answer your question, Dennis, the second question for your second question, obviously the answer is yes. We are on the prime. In terms of our performance and our squad capability, we are at our prime. It's like the Barcelona of 2012. We are at our prime. That's how I put it. But and then the first question, right? Let me make it very simple. Yes, I understand your concern. When we bring in a new player from a different league altogether, it could go way wrong. There is a good possibility, and we've seen a lot of examples of that as well, right? He's never played Premier League before. When we bring in Koundé, that's a risk that we have in our back system. Not everyone is going to be as suitable as Silva playing in our back system, right? If he's coming from a different league. So that's a challenge that we might have to undergo. But I feel if we have to go through that challenge, then the best manager that we have who we can go through this particular challenge, it would be Tuchel, right? Had it been some other manager, I would have been skeptical with this particular view. But then with Tuchel, I believe we can go through that transition. But then,
I mean, the second part of the question is whether or not it's worth it to even challenge. Like, I have no doubt that Tuchel could, engineer something that will work for us going forward. My question is it worth it if you have Rudiger, who's already suited for the system? He's proven it. He's 28. If we're gonna, you're
exactly.
gonna put
I was actually getting at
Tuchel for 30K.
Right.
I don't know.
I was getting at that. See, when we bring in Koundé, he's not obviously gonna, we cannot rely on Koundé to play all this 60-yard games or 50-yard games like what Rudiger does now, right? He is almost not replaceable, right? Irreplaceable, that's the right word. So he's almost irreplaceable. So when you've got someone like that, Rudiger, playing, then I'd expect Rudiger and Koundé to be in this squad for at least a season before we let go of Rudiger. You get my point, right?
Right.
Or anyone there. Because they probably have to share the workload there, and then probably Koundé can take in everything and play all the games. But without that, that's a definite risk.
I hear you. Yeah. I do hear you on that, guys. Listen, great show again. Yeah, enjoyed the debate show. I always love doing the debate show, and obviously as the games kick in, there'll be more to debate. Certain individuals not performing, some performing very, very well that we need to highlight and things like that. So that will be happening as we go along. I will be doing the Chelsea versus Villa preview show tomorrow at some point, maybe same time tomorrow as well, around the 1-ish times. But yeah, guys, thank you all. Couch declared, VJ, Dan, Nick.
Yep.
Guys, thank you.
Big up yourself, Jim, man. You've been doing a great job, brother.
Yeah, just trying to be consistent. That's the most important thing with it. Trying to bring shows in.
Yeah, thanks for that consistency.
But we're free away from 2.7K. So guys, let's try and get that. If we can do that, please. Please continue smashing the like button. Let's try and get to 100 likes as well. And you will see us all again very, very, very soon. Enjoy your rest of your day. Take care. Be safe. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.
VIP, still key. Like brand new bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah.